from Let's Chit Chat UK. This is the right space to explore real-life issues affecting real people. We provide professional counseling to individuals, couples, organizations, schools, church, and others. Follow, share, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Let's Chit Chat UK.
Hello. Hi everyone, this is Let's Chit Chat. I'm Pastor Cecile, and it's going to be exciting tonight. It's going to be awesome. It will be brilliant and it will be wonderful. So please share, follow, and subscribe. And I have my co-host for tonight, Pastor Enoch.
Hi everyone, Mommy. We are here to chit chat, and we know that today's topic also is great as always.
Brilliant, wonderful, excellent. We're missing on Brother Richard tonight, so I'm sure he will be praying for us behind the scene and listening. So again, great to have you. Nice to have you. Please follow, share, and subscribe. Tonight's topic is excellent. Tonight's topic is good, and tonight's topic is wonderful. So our tonight's topic is mainly for our brother, for our father, for our uncles. And the topic for tonight is how can a man maintain his position in his family? How can a man maintain his position in his family? Meaning that it gets to a stage where a man will literally lose his family position. And what would make any man lose his family position, and how can a man maintain it? How do you maintain your position as the head of family? The Bible says a man is the head of a family as Jesus Christ is the head of a church. But hey, we are not just talking to Christians, we are talking to everyone, believers or non-believers. So how can a man maintain his position as in his family? Pastor Enoch, so I come to you first.
Wow, thank you, Mommy, for such a great topic that you're sharing with us. It's very interesting, and as you earlier said, that the scripture even says that the man is the head of the family, and not necessarily the scripture is what the scripture is saying. We all know that in society, we all know that man is the head of the family, and as the head of the family, we have responsibilities that we need to carry
Yeah.
as the head. So I think it's very, if it's not tedious, it's very great responsibility that God has given to us, to take control of a family. Sometimes it's not easy, but with wisdom, I think man has the power and the capability to rule his family.
So, with wisdom, you said, but how then can a man maintain his position as the head of a family or in his own family? We've seen many women will sometimes get to the stage where, as I've questioned some few women about this topic, a lot of women were telling me a lot of things about how will a man get to lose his position in his own family. Sometimes it could be a man who doesn't want to make conscious effort to provide for his family. Maybe he sits home, doesn't want to work, or probably does little work, and the work is not sufficient enough to fit all the math in the family, and he's not coming with strategic plan. Had that position will definitely be resolved. In that case, or for that scenario, therefore, do you think it's possible for a man to lose his position? The fact that he's not providing for his family the way he should be. When a woman will bring that view, what is your take on that? Because that was one of the view for many women. What is your take on that?
Yeah, thank you, Mommy. It's a great contribution and a great suggestion also. I think even when God created man and he first gave man a job, that's by placing him in the Garden of Eden to take care of the garden.
Yeah.
So a responsible man must have a work. You cannot create a family without working because you have the responsibility to provide for the family. And when we talk of providing for the family, we are not talking about only financial aspect. There are so many provisions and or responsibilities that man needs to take if the man is to maintain his head as a family. Because if the woman is the only person that is working and the only person that is taking care of the responsibilities in the house, there is no respect. And it doesn't matter how the woman loves you. Even you yourself, you shouldn't feel comfortable around when your woman is the person that is doing everything. You have given your responsibility and you have given your headship to the woman. You might feel comfortable, but in one way or the other, you are telling the woman that, oh, you are the head of the family. Even if the
Mm.
woman goes to work and just bring you the money or brings you whatever she gets, still she is providing for you. So I
Well,
think,
let me ask you that question. As a man, a
mm,
man can also turn around and say, "Oh well, woman wants to do everything now. They want to have a voice. Why don't she? Why can she not also carry that responsibility, working and feeding the family?" Saying that woman wants to be everywhere in the house. They want to have their say. They want their opinion to be heard. Why can she then also, if she's working and providing, just take it as one of the things that has fall under her lap? What would you say about that?
yeah, but what I would say is that the fact that the woman is able to provide or has the capability of providing for the family
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily means that is the right thing. So the
Okay.
fact that the fact that, let's say, somebody is doing good at a particular place or a particular community doesn't mean that that's the right thing. So the right thing in between man and a woman relationship is that the man needs to feel like that kind of it doesn't matter if the woman is working and providing, the man needs to feel that he is taking the responsibility of providing for the family. So one would say that now that women are out there, they are doing all manner of things, they are speaking and everything. If you give a woman the chance to rule over you because she is emotional. Women mostly are emotional. So the woman is going to rule with the emotions. And sometimes emotions are not always right. So I think, mommy, the fact that a woman has a better job, a woman has, let's say, whatever have you, the luxuries and everything, doesn't make the woman the head.
Okay, let's take this instance. I spoke to some women today. We're talking about how can a man maintain his position in his family. Now, one woman's view was saying today that some men they will create rules in the family, then they are the first one to boycott those rules. It might be that everyone must be at home by 8 o'clock or by 7 o'clock. Then they don't respect that rule themselves, where they create a regulation, they plan something at home, but they are the first person to go outside that rule. In such position or in such scenario, do you think is that warrants that man to lose his position as the head of a family? What do you think? Lose his position in the family, not to maintain it because he brought in the rules and then he's not respecting that rule. What do you think?
Thank you, mommy. What I think of this situation or about this scenario is that you cannot set up something as the head of a particular family and just, do otherwise. You see, one thing that I think every woman would look at in a man before she will set up a family with the person is the person has the capability or the ability to go by his word, right? If the man is not cannot be rest upon, or the man cannot be trusted to keep his word. One word is one dignity. Your word is your dignity. Your word is your respect. Your word is what comes out of you, and your word is what makes you. So if you set up a rule in the family, and it's like you yourself, you're not going by the same rules, how do you expect the others to follow? It doesn't necessarily mean like let's say, oh, you have kids, or even if you are with your wife alone and there is no kid between you you people. I think the wife is learning something from you. Is he other responsible and that kind of stuff? So I think, mommy, any man that is not able to keep his word is not man enough, and it will make the man lose his responsibility or his headship.
I can see that you're hammering on the men today. Odomi, I'm trying to defend men here. Now, there's another occasion where a woman was telling me today that the husband, that she says to put it out there. If anyone has an answer for that, please share. Give us your view. Give us your comment. Give us your opinion for that specific system. She I explained that the husband will not actually defend her when it comes to certain issues. She might have a problem with someone outside her relationship. She might have a problem within the husband family or friends outside or whatever. That she will bring in the problems to the husband, talk to the husband. Then the husband will not accept her or will not back her up. So my question was, how do you want your husband to back you up? If you're wrong, should he back you up? If you're not wrong, should he back you up? He said, well, it doesn't matter. Either I'm wrong or I'm not wrong. He just literally taking other people's opinion. My opinion is not really accepted or is not really valued. He will always bring the blame or the fault on me. And for that reason, he has completely lost his position in my head and in my ranking and in the family, because I don't see him as supportive as I would want him to be as the husband. For that, what do you say? What do you say to that sister? What advice can you give her? Is she right to actually dismiss or misplace the husband at the moment because of the lack of support in that occasion? What do you think? Because there are many issues that will make men actually lose their position in their family, including such an explanation. What do you think? Such scenario.
Thank you, mommy, once again. I will say that for a part of the woman, uh, she shouldn't be all that, I think, like hurt in such situation. The other time we were talking about, the way to compromise on certain things. But I will say that anytime that your partner, I'll use something for example. That way back, mommy, in secondary school, we were kind of relationship, and I do love this lady because even if I am wrong, if I come to her and I'll tell her like what happened and how angry I was.
Mm.
Anytime this lady will first support me, and she will be even angrier. I know that I'm wrong. Sometimes I'll just sit down and think that no, maybe I did wrong. I'm the person but this lady will never make me wrong. So later on, then she will come to me and say, you know what you did, I think there was a little bit pride and everything. So you should calm down. So I would say that in public, you have to know how to relate to your woman. That's why I first said that some people are emotional. It's not relating to even the woman alone. It comes together also on the side of the man.
Brilliant. I think we might have lost Pastor Enoch there. I'm not too sure about the internet. So if you just join in, please share, follow, and subscribe. The topic tonight is how can a man maintain his position in his family? Many men are losing their position in their family in this new generation, especially in this new world, and mostly in the Western countries. Men are losing their position for one thing or the other. Some women are overtaking the men in relationship at the moment. They are becoming the men of the houses. So our topic, welcome back again, Pastor. So we just still going on how a man will maintain or can maintain a relationship, his relationship or his position in the family. Now, Pastor Enoch, there was this illustration today where a woman was saying that the husband seems to be seeking for more approval from our side, more acknowledgement from our side, the relationship. So he's seeking for more attention from other people, and that makes her feel like he doesn't really deserve to maintain his relation, his position in the family, because if he's the one who's seeking for approval outside, he's doing things that other people will approve of him, and then she feels like she has to be the figure authority in the family, the figure of dignity in the family, the figure of strength in the family, while the husband is kind of like making himself look a bit weak. And for that reason, should such a man lose his position just because he's seeking for approval outside the family, is becoming a bit too friendlier than he could be or he needs to be? He's portraying a personality that is not really to the wife. From the explanation of the wife, the personality that is not really too dignified or too authoritarian. What do you think about that sister? What do you say to her? She says she has spoken to the husband, but it seems to be something that he keeps on doing. And literally she'll be feeling embarrassed when she's out with the husband, because it's more or less other men will be like, yeah, you can see the authority, but he's kind of become like a child within other men. What do you think? What do you say to such a sister?
When you say
Who the
this,
husband has lost his position in the family because of that behavior.
sure, for this one, mommy, is 100%. You know, what I would say is that uh, I will not all that blame the woman
Mm,
or the man as well.
mm.
Before you entered into a relationship, at least even if you didn't study each other, 2 months, 3 months, you did study each other for a while, so you know what you are going into. You
Well,
know,
Pastor Enoch, I will tell that there's some people who are very good at hiding their character and their behavior. Let's assume for argument's sake that is one of the character that was hidden. Your partner never really showed you that character, and suddenly he pops on. He appears out of nowhere. What do you do? Which could be the case of such this couple, this sister. She wants to know what to do. The husband doesn't really present himself as an authoritarian figure or personality when he's among other men. He seems to be weakening his personality and his authority, where the husband, the wife now has to kind of like strengthen herself. What do you say to such a sister? How can she support the husband to regain that position in the family?
Mommy, I would say that naturally we have people that are born soft.
Mm,
We have people that naturally they are outspoken.
mm,
We have people that naturally like they are laid back people
yeah.
that doesn't even like to go out or know how to associate themselves with others. So I would say that it's very hard
Mm,
scenario that one will find him or herself. But in this situation, since the woman know who the husband is and know some kind of characteristics about the husband, you should know when and where to take the husband to. If
mm,
she is finding it difficult to make the husband change, there must be something wrong somewhere before they go out. What happened inside?
mm,
What is happening in the relationship? We should remember that not all things that somebody can come out and say to us.
mm,
So if this is what the person is going through, what is going on really in the family? Because mommy, let's look at something like a lovely husband or a lovely wife has good communication in the house. So if I really or there is truly love between couples, there will be listeners. The man will be able to listen to the woman.
mm,
The woman will be able to listen to the man as well. So we are going out, and let's say you have put up some kind of, let's say, clothes that does not match with the occasion that we are going. If there is love between me and the person must be able to reason with me to know that, oh, this what my wife is saying, I think is true. Or this what my husband is saying, I think is true. So the best thing and the best way that I can imagine is like, let's check our communication. Nobody just stand up to take decisions and this kind of stuff. But if the communication is right and the house is all in order, mommy, I don't think they will find it difficult in relating to other people.
mm. Now, there's another scenario
Mhm.
where I was also, thank you for that. There's another scenario where I was also informed today about men that lose, they will lose their position in the family because they are violent, they verbally violent, they abusive morally, they abusive physically, they abusive. Should such a man not lose his position in the family because he's not showing a sign of love, he's not showing a sign of dignity, he's not showing a sign of respect? How should he maintain any position in the family? Because we are talking about a man. How can a man maintain his position in the family? That comes with work, it comes with responsibility, it comes
Mm.
with love, it comes with dignity, it comes with honor. So if a man is the first violent person is in the family, because men these days are talking more than some men these days, correct me if I'm wrong, some men these days are talking more than women. Some men these days are jumping to conclusion a lot more than women, and some men these days are even before it used to be women talking ongoing, non-stop. But many men are doing just as that at the moment. So if you find yourself with such a man, which a sister was saying that he's violent, he's abusive. So why should he be maintaining that position in the family? Because anything that he's doing, it doesn't really give him at the moment that position, that honor to still be maintaining that position in the family. What do you say to that woman? And what do you say to such a man who has lost his position in the family because he's violent, because he's abusive, because he's not respectful to his wife, he's not respectful to the environment of the wife or the friend or even the in-laws? What do you think? What would you say about that?
Well, mommy, thank you once again. I would say that everybody wants to go to somewhere that he or she is appreciated,
Mm,
pampered, and where he or she feel love.
mm,
Now, before you even realize, excuse me, it's a big word, but the other partner will be seeing somebody else because
wow.
of the treatment that you give to the person.
Mm,
Because if I go out and I hear people, a lady, oh, your shirt is nice. Meanwhile, I came from my home. My wife was there. Then my wife will be saying, wherever you go, you dress like this and that. Too much complaints and you know, violence in the family will make either person lose respect. Every man lose for respect in the family. But once there is violence, one the man is violent. And mommy, are we even talking about the man alone? Because sometimes some women are even more violent than the man.
remember today we are talking about man maintaining his position in the family, and if such a man is violent, should he maintain that position in the family? Don't
Mommy,
divert. Today is
mommy,
about men.
today you are on the man too much. Women talk much more than men. All right, mommy. There is this thing. The man will naturally lose his position as a head of the family if the man is violent. Anytime that you come to the house, it seems like your wife is scared of you. Your children are scared of you.
Mm,
So many broken homes and so many, let's say, teenage pregnancies and this kind of stuff are going on because the children look up to what the man is doing in the house, how uh, how let's say abusive their father is. If I'm living in a house whereby every day there is kind of program like beating and this kind of stuff, mommy, I'll find comfort somewhere. I might even be going to my friends, seeking for advice from my friends and this kind of stuff. And some people also sometimes after they have grown enter in marriage with such behaviors because they do learn from what happened between their parents. So definitely a violent man will forever lose respect and forever lose his headship in the family. So the best way for men or a woman when it comes to something like violence in the house, you don't have to continue in the relationship. At least you have to give it a break.
mm,
Life is more precious than anything. Somebody might say that, oh, you guys are married, so you should continue with a relationship. But I would say that no, you have to give a space.
mm,
What if one day the man just lift up his hand and just kick you and you are dead.
Mm.
So such behavior, mommy, can never be accepted when it comes to relationship.
Brilliant. And now I have another sister who came up with this question today. I know I'm just bombarding you because we are talking about men maintaining their
Mm,
position in the family. We know that many men are complaining that women are taking over. My wife is taking over. My wife is doing anything, everything. My wife is talking. My wife is nagging. My
mm,
wife doesn't respect me. My wife. So we kind of like hearing bad words, a lot of bad words about women at the moment, especially in Europe. Men will literally tell you that, oh, Europe is not, men are not favorable than women. Women are this, oh, I cannot do this because the law goes against men, and men are not supported like women. But then when we are going deep into looking at, because it doesn't start with the government supporting women than men, it starts with a man losing his position in the family, and then it
mm.
generates or it escalates to other things. So we are talking about, I'm going to bring in some brilliant comments that brother Ajipong Atta is bringing out. I'm going to read them in a minute. But one of the sisters says that she is in a, that is again a question that she asked, so she lay out there, so no breaking of privacy, but
Mm,
this is a question that she asked to lay out there, that she's in a relationship and the husband has lost interest in sex, so therefore she doesn't really he has lost his position in the family because she feels that sexual relationship is a big part of the marital or a marriage. So a man losing interest in that, for her, she feels like is no longer fulfilling the requirement, fulfilling the duty, fulfilling the responsibility of that relation or of their marriage. So therefore, she has reached a stage where she's annoyed with whatever he does, whatever he says, because she feels like you want to present yourself as a man, but you're not fulfilling the requirement of a man. So, what do you say to this sister? And she said she's been patient. What advice will you tell her tonight in order for her marriage not to go to the breaking point? Because these are the things that bring the marriage to a breaking point once the man loses his position in the family. I say no.
Thank you, mommy, once again. What I can say about this situation to our sister is that I think first of all, the best way to go about it is to sit down
Mm.
with the husband,
Which she has.
and maybe there's something wrong. Like the husband is not opening up.
Mm.
The husband is not opening up about certain things, because if you were there, everything was going on well. There was sexual freedom, satisfaction, everything was going on well. Then all of a sudden, let's say the man just lose interest in that act. There must be a hidden thing, just that he is not opening up to her.
Mm.
So I think it goes beyond if still the man is trying to dodge his responsibility,
Mm.
because the woman has a feeling,
Mm.
and you can't tell me that you are married to me, but I should keep my feeling inside of me.
Brilliant. So your advice is that she was carry on trying to
Yeah.
make the husband speak to her somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
somehow. There's something that is hidden that is not bringing out something
Sure.
that.
Even to the extent of mommy seeking for uh, counselors help, because it's very disturbing.
Mm. Nah.
Either the man has lost interest
Mm.
in her totally. It's
Nah.
not about. This is
Carry
not
on.
about. This is not about. Sorry, this is not about only the sexual aspect. Once the man was into it, and now he stopped. There must be so many things that are involved. First
Mm,
of all, I would say that it could be that the man has lost totally interest in the marriage. Secondly, it could be like the man is satisfying himself outside the marriage. Thirdly, it could be like there is something that is wrong with the woman or hidden agenda that the man has concerning the woman. So,
mm.
mommy, the best way is to for her to pursue, if she really wants her marriage to blossom. The best way is to for her to pursue the man for everything to be solved.
Brilliant. I love what you just said now, but I'm going to read some of a comment that we have here. Brother Brad, Uncle Brad says that a man to maintain his position in a family in some way, he can put not all again as used to be first. Not quite sure what that means. Maybe he can elaborate a bit more on that. Brother Atta says that getting a position is much easier than maintaining it. So getting a position is much easier than maintaining it. One thing for sure is that women want to feel what bossy with the little, or bossy with the little chance they get, the little chance they get. Therefore, a man has to maintain his position in the family as long as he is the head of the family. But therefore, a leader and a boss, the man has to maintain his position as the leader, not the boss. That's what it's saying. It's saying that the man has to maintain his position as a leader, not the boss. Then he says that nowadays there are shared responsibility, men assisting women in their responsibilities and vice versa. But in such as suppose that idea, he doesn't support one losing his position. So he doesn't support a man losing his position. Sometimes when men trying to be more supportive in the household activity, most of our women become more comfortable. And if care is not taken, it becomes your responsibility. So that's what he's saying. So he brought in 2 points there. If care is not taken, it becomes your responsibility as a man to carry on those that work. Brother Atta also said that a sister should seek for therapy, and if it is a Christian home, she should pray. Now, I love this idea. I was just going to elaborate on that because Pastor Enoch, you said earlier on that they should seek therapy. But now, as a therapist, I will tell you, as a therapist, as a counselor, that's my profession. I do it. It's a paid job, and I do it. I will tell you that ethnic minority don't believe in counseling. They don't go to counseling. That's why ethnic minority have more issues than any other ethnic. They have more problem than any other ethnic because it's considered as a taboo. I don't know if it's I would say it's lack of education. I really say it is lack of education because even the literate, the learn still
Mm.
don't go for counseling, and you will see that many of our ethnic brother, our ethnic sister, our ethnic son, and our ethnic daughter, they carry the world in their shoulder, and issues or situation that can easily be resolved in a space of 2 hours, it can carry on for years, 3 4 years. The person is tangled with one issue, and that situation end up destroying them because they did not believe in counseling. So that is one thing. A sister or brother thinks that if they come to counseling, it's like they look as if they cannot handle their problem. It looks as if the whole world will know their issue, which is not the case. They seem not to know that As a counselor, you are bound by the rule, by the ethical law. You cannot disclose anyone's issue as that. Again, lack of knowledge. The Bible says, for lack of knowledge, my people perish. So we as ethnic minority, we are perishing because of lack of knowledge. Ethnic minority don't know counseling. And the heart, the soul, and the spirit are disturbed, and issues are going on. Unfortunately, that is what is happening. But we're coming back to the case where my brother said here that if care is not taken as a sister, you start helping, it becomes your responsibility, which was going to be my next step. That many men don't help in the kitchen, in the household. They just believe that it's a woman's job, especially our African men, I say African men because Caribbean men will help. Other men, what men will help, but our African men have this mentality that a kitchen, a house job is a woman's work. Limited men are helping, and for that, when your wife, your woman becomes too stressed and too disturbed with the household work that you're not helping, and if she happens to put you in the category where you lose your headship, not saying headship, but you cannot maintain your position in the family, what do you say about that brother who doesn't want to help the sister, who is going to bed every evening tired because they've been working and screaming and shouting at the kids, and at the same time that man wants to be there, wants to maintain that position in the family? What do you say? Because as a woman, you feel like not loved, you feel helpless, you feel stressed, you feel anxious, you feel alone and lonely. So, what do you say to that sister who's suffering in that position? Paseno?
Thank you, mommy. The reason why I'm laughing is I can't remember my granny told me like, oh, pastor, so when you finish bathing, you can scrub the bathhouse more. So before I realized, every day after finishing bathing, she would come, oh, did you, it was kind of, now it has become a routine. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, as my brother was saying, we all have responsibilities that we do.
Mm.
If the man is not, let's say, helping in the kitchen, maybe he might be helping somewhere else.
Where?
Okay, let's say,
Where is
uh,
somewhere?
for instance, if there is children
Mm-hmm.
in between the couple,
Mm-hmm.
and the woman is doing like washing, cooking utensils, and those kind of stuff, the man might also be looking after the children. So it shouldn't be like, okay, since I'm doing this, you have to also do the same thing,
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
right? It's how the man feels. You should also consider how the man sees himself also.
Mm.
The other time we were talking about compromising. Mommy, I tell you, it's not all people that are cool with, let's say, going to throw the garbage and everything away. So we were talking about African stuff, and we say, oh, you cannot tell a man that, oh, Kwajo Papa or Kwajo Father, can you please go and throw the rubbish
As
away? Yeah, mommy, it's kind of, so we shouldn't all forget about our culture.
Okay. Let me put it that way. We know we should not all forget about our culture. We also know that our culture was based on the living from before, from olden age. Our culture was based on the fact that my dad never really bother about any of his wife working. I mean, working and earning salary. If they wanted to work, it was for their own distraction, not to be bored in the house, not to be stressed in the house, to just be saying that, oh, I'm only looking after the children. So it was something for them to more or less go out and feel useful for them, for themselves, not to come and contribute in paying bills and whatever. So that was our parent mentality, because they themselves, they used to be sufficient to the whole family. So they never really believe in the woman bringing extra income, financial income. So therefore, that culture was specifically built as a man will go out and toil from 9 to 5, come back home is extremely tired because he's worked hard. So therefore, the wife will be really responsibility to also do her part in the kitchen. But now expenses have gone to the roof. Life has gone too much high, where literally a woman not being able to financially support the husband at the moment is the household will be limited. So now women have taken extra responsibility in order for the household to be more provided, more sufficient, not lacking on so much. So for that extra responsibility, meaning that the culture has shifted a bit, the culture has changed a bit. The mindset of the men have also changed, because the men are now agreeing that my wife can go and work 9 to 5 and come after 5, which was not there before. So therefore, if this papa still looking at, oh, our culture means I cannot carry the bin outside, but at the same time you agreeing that your wife has to go and work 9 to 5, what is the contrast? Look at the contrast of that. One way you're accepting the new culture, the other way you are rejecting the new culture, because just because it suits you. So where do we create the balance to know that things have changed a lot? Women have carried on more responsibility that was solely men. So therefore, if women have chipped in those responsibilities, men also have to be flexible to agree that if I'm asked to please take the bin out, it's not sign of disrespect. It's just a sign of that the workload is quite a lot. How can you also help me a bit so we all can be happy? Because it's creating happiness in the house. It's not about looking at the culture. It's about how can we live together in peace and in harmony. So that question is coming back to you. How can you as a man agree that your wife will go 9 to 5 and work, while your father never and your grandfather never agreed to that because he felt responsible for providing? But then you are coming today and say you cannot agree to carry the bin outside because it's a woman's responsibility. Where is the balance in that, Pastor Enoch?
Thank you, mommy. Mommy, one thing I would say is that, like, should this also have negative effect in a marriage? Should this also say that the man is not responsible? How many minutes will it take for, if you are from work, how many minutes will it take for you to just drop the dustbin?
Let me tell you, Pastor, no, I will hold you there. I'm coming back to you. Let me bring in a comment that Brother Aita has brought in. I come back to that. Brother Aita says that, mommy, some men too need help with their finances. Women should help them too. There are some men who are also suffering from financial burden. When men are supported more with finances, they also stand the chance of helping the woman. I completely agree with you. Completely agree with you, my son. I agree with you 100%. Hence why women are going outside and working and supporting the husband at the moment. But Brother James says, it says, powerful program. God bless you so much for saying that. God bless you. God bless you too. So I'm coming back to you. You said, how many minutes will it take you to carry the bin outside? How many minutes will it take your husband to carry the bin outside? If it doesn't take a wife 5 minutes, meaning that it will not also take a husband 5 minutes. So therefore, there should be no limitation to say that because it's the bin and it will only take 5 minutes to throw it outside, it becomes the sole responsibility of the wife to take it outside. I don't know if that makes sense, if you understand that 1% of that. It's not because the bin will take 5 minutes, then it is going to become the sole responsibility of the wife, because you as the husband, you can also get home a bit early, where it's going to take the same 5 minutes or 2 minutes it's going to take the wife. Your wife is going to also take you the same 2 minutes. So why will there be an issue for you to actually do it? If you see or you perceive or you reflect in your mind that, oh, it only takes 2 minutes, all the more reason for you to take that 2 minutes and put it aside than to say to your wife, oh, it's not hard work, it only takes 2 minutes. Pastor, no, defend yourself and defend them on, on that line. It only takes 2 minutes. Why wouldn't you take it outside if it only takes 2 minutes?
Mommy.
Go ahead. I think we.
Yeah, I'll say that uh for the woman to have such, let's say, mindset
Mm-hmm.
about the man not taking the dustbin out and this kind of stuff. I think the other time we were talking about compromise.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that if it will hurt the ego of the man, if the man thinks, let's say, throwing the dust or the rubbish away, he doesn't feel comfortable. There are other ways that the man can do. So if the man is not helping in this sector, why should our mind even supposed to be on the thing that the man is not helping, but not the thing that he is not? Why don't we consider the thing that he is doing? He might not be washing the dishes, but he might be changing the children diapers and everything. As my brother also said, that there are some people that after you give them 1 inch, they will add 5 inches to it. Yeah, mommy. Mommy, that's true. I was talking about how my granny told me to scrub the bathroom after bathing. Then that every day. So I told the granny, but I can do it once a week, right? So
You saying you can do it once in a week? Is it after bathing every day, then you leave it dirty, and then you come and do it once in a week? What happened after bathing?
no, after bathing, like you see that the thing it's not dirty,
Okay.
but it wants to become like part of you. As soon as you bath, you need to, clean
You
the
need to.
bathtub, right? So I'm saying that it shouldn't be like, okay, the woman or the man is not helping in this sector.
Mm,
The man is not, let's say, washing the cooking utensils as you expect the him to do.
mm.
But this shouldn't bring confusion, or the man shouldn't lose his headship because
Oh,
maybe he's not doing what you want him to do when it
to
comes
do.
to throwing the rubbish away.
Mm,
There are
mm,
serious matters that needs to be considered more than, it's a
mm,
petty thing. That's what I want to connote. That
mm,
this is a petty issue
mm,
that you shouldn't focus on it. If you are home and you are tired, mommy, after relaxing, you can just do this simple yourself.
mm.
And mommy was saying about, okay, the olden days, because they were not working and everything, so they were not supporting. No, we shouldn't compare it. You have to know what the man likes, and he also will consider what you like. So I think the best thing is, mommy, we must not push the man to do some kind of household choices that he doesn't want to do.
Oh, brilliant. That's fine. We have taken enough time today. So please follow us, share, and subscribe. Today we were talking about how can a man maintain his position in his family, because we receive a lot of request for this topic today, and we hope that you will benefit, or you have been benefiting from the discussion today. Many men have lost their position in their family, especially in their family, because of one issue or the other, or the wife is feeling that they're not contributing financially, they're not supporting physically, emotionally, they're not there. They maybe have lost the zeal of their sexual relationship. Maybe the man is not respecting the wife, or maybe the man is physically abusive. So these ways or these things will make a man lose his position in the family. And when that does happen, it gets to a stage where divorce is inevitable, because there's going to be confusion, misunderstanding, and quarrel in the family. So today's show was really to try to look at how can a man maintain his position in the family. And again, some men will bring rules in the family and regulation, and they're the first people to boycott it. They are the first people to sabotage it. So it's really, we are talking about how can a man maintain his position in the family. And Pastor Enoch, as we draw into a conclusion, what is your final word? Thank you so much for all our listeners, for all the excellent, wonderful, and beautiful comment that you have shared. We have learned a lot, and I believe others will learn a lot from your comment. Pastor Enoch, what is your final word for the topic? Thank you.
Thank you, mommy. Uh, what I'll say is that it's very interesting subject or topic that you brought up, mommy. I was talking to one lady and I was asking her opinion about the subject, and she said, "But I've not given birth, so there's no family and this kind of stuff." So I was telling her that since you are married, it's a family.
Mm.
The fact that children has not come inside, it
Yeah,
doesn't mean that, yeah, the man is still the head over you. Now you and him is the
yeah.
family, so
Mm.
he is the head over you. One thing I would say is that uh, good communication in a relationship or in a marriage matters, and understanding as a man. If you set up rules, during your courtship periods, maybe you plan what you guys will do. Maybe, you can go and throw the dustbin away when I need help. You can cook when I'm not around. So after the marriage, this shouldn't be a problem. So for the man to be able to hold his headship, the man must be consistent, somebody that is able to stand on his word. And it shouldn't be like you promise the woman and you fail the woman. One thing that I think most women doesn't like is promise and fail, especially when it comes to money matter. So, I would say that as a man, your word is your authority. Your word is your respect. Your word is your dignity. Your word is yourself. So we must be able to keep our word. Thank you, mommy.
Thank you so much, Pastor Enoch. As we closing up, a man to maintain his position in the family, just as we expect a government to maintain their position in a land, the same way we expect a man to maintain his position in his family, because a man is the head of a family,
Mm,
just like Jesus Christ is the head of a church, just like
mm,
the government is the head of a country. Once you give your word, like my son was saying, and you don't
mm,
maintain your word, it's automatic that your word will not be taken to value, your position will not be taken to value. you will undermine or dilute your authority or your position in the family. So therefore, consistency. If you have created a rule, stick by that rule. It's automatic that you should help your wife in whichever way you feel like she needs help. She doesn't necessarily have to follow you and chase you behind like some of the sisters are chasing the husband behind. Come and help, come and do this. So they start dragging you like you're another son in the house. You're not another son in the house, you're actually the head of that family. So if you're the head of the family, you should not be treated as another son in that family. So therefore, you have to be the first supporter of the household, the first lover of the household rule, the first respecter of the household rule, the first person who will go to the extra mile to be able to maintain the ethics of the family. If you have visions in that family, you as the man, you should be the first person to remind the whole family about the vision of the family. Where are you taking that family to? What are you going to do in 5 years time? If you have a wife that you don't bring in any vision, what are we doing in 5 years time? So you and your wife, you're just doing anything and everything. So at the end of the day, you end up losing that position or end up losing that headship because things are not straightforward, things are not right. If things are bended, then that will automatically come in. And once that come in, so it becomes very difficult for anyone to follow, nevertheless, your wife. So today we are just appealing to every brother out there. And again, seek counseling. We have discussed about counseling. Our culture, our ethnic minority, I'm sad to say it, we don't like counseling. We feel like it's a taboo. We feel like we are stereotyping, but we are going through serious problem and serious issues that can only be resolved and solved with counseling. Some talking, some leading, some direction will help a long way for you to maintain that position in your family. So thank you so much for listening to us tonight. Please share, follow, and subscribe. This is Let's Chit Chat. I'm Pastor Cecile. This is Pastor Enoch. We are grateful that you have listened to us tonight. We missed on Brother Richard. Hopefully, he will be joining us next week. Until then, stay tuned, stay safe. We meet same place, same time next week. And we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Let's
Chit Chat UK live stream. Hey, I'm Pastor Cecile Abba, a counselor by profession from Let's Chit Chat UK. This is the right space to explore real life issues affecting